Hello, hello, hello. We are the Good Cholesterol, the only channel that's good for your heart. And today I will be reviewing Wingspan. Now, Wingspan is a board game that got ported to PC, and to be honest, they did an amazing job porting it. The base game itself is extremely well designed. I don't want to call it perfectly balanced because it does have a certain amount of randomness to it, but it has several different viable strategies. And one of the things that really makes this game such a good port is because it is a beautiful game. So when you start up the game, you are able to choose your character. You, of course, get to choose your color, but you also get to have a avatar, and then you get to choose your background, which is really cool because the background is such a prominent part of the actual game here. As you can see, they take a lot of loving care to have multiple backgrounds. And now the base, board game had great artwork in the form of the cards itself, but the playmat was small and not really a true part of the visual experience in the same way that the cards were. And so while they kept the cards, they added to it by making the background, the playmat, even better. And not only did they make the playmat better, but they also made the cards better by giving everything light animations. So you can see parts of the background moving. It is all beautifully rendered. It is all very, very classy. And as I showed you at the beginning, you get to choose which backgrounds you have, which avatar you are. And you also get to see the cards themselves move, like the birds will flutter and chirp as you are playing. So it is just honestly a beautiful, relaxing game to play. In addition to the fact that it is a beautiful game, it also is a very deep strategy game. A very deep strategy game that changes as you go through it. There is that randomness to it so it doesn't get stale, and you have to incorporate that randomness and that strategy element because the further you get in the game, the less the randomness matters and the more your strategy matters. So at the very beginning of the game, you really need to be thinking about broad strategies, being flexible in that strategy to the point where there are different ways that you can actually do well in the game, and basically any of the offered strategies are viable high point strategies. You can play an egg laying strategy, you can play a high point bird game, you can play a high number of bonus cards game, you can play a card tucking game. There are all these different strategies that are all equally viable, which is so nice in a game. I mean, there are so few card games that I play, board games, card games, even like turn-based video games that have that sort of well-rounded approach to strategy. Like even in bigger games like Civ 6, I always find myself gravitating to one type of strategy, one type of victory. But in Wingspan, I actually find myself not gravitating to any particular strategy. I actually take what resources I have and try to determine what is the best strategy for this particular game given the resources I get, which is something that is really unique to a lot of strategy games. And additionally, part of the port, like they ported this game to the PC, and they did a great job with the UI. The UI is super easy to use, it is intuitive, it is informative, it is forgiving. If you make a wrong move, not two, you can reverse it within reason. They provide alternate ways for you to view the game board so that you are able to see the state of play. Not only are you able to see the state of play, you can see different people's state of play. It's very intuitive. When you make a mistake or you try to do something that is not possible, it lets you know. When you are trying to skip something that might be beneficial, it lets you know. You combine the fact that the deep strategy game has a good user interface, it is beautiful, and it's also not terribly expensive. So in all, I think this is a great game. This is honestly my favorite board game and one of my favorite PC games. So I might be biased here. as I've got over 60 hours logged on this game on Steam. But this game is excellent for your heart, and I would give it a cholesterol score of 5 out of 5. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please leave a comment. Either way, please subscribe and like the video. Tell your friends and family, and try to live healthy. Keep that good cholesterol up, and I'll see you next time.